Hello everyone, my name is Morris and I love playing chess. Especially lately, I have heard that fishes do play chess and they play better than humans. I actually thought that they taste very good. That's the only thing what I could imagine about the fishes, but it seems like they play better than humans nowadays. I'm a bit surprised. I thought humans were better. But whatever, this we will talk a bit later. Eventually on this channel, I will be talking about the games played by Stockfish, Alpha Zero, and so on. But I wanted to start with human games because I still believe that humans play good quality chess. Sometimes I like watching them because when my humans are playing it, I'm just always nearby and trying to guess what are the best moves. So let's start right away. If you want to support me, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe my channel so I can get more salmon for myself. Let's start. The game which I want to show you was played long time ago in 1953 between Donald Byrne against Bobby Fischer. We know that Bobby Fischer was world champion. He was a very strong player, but at that time he was only 13 years old. But even though he was 13, he actually played an excellent game, which I would like to share with you. Let's start. Knight f3, knight f6, c4, g6, knight c3, bishop g7, d4, short castle, bishop f4, and d5. So we have greenfield defense set up. Typically, greenfield defense and King's Indian has the same beginning. You go knight f6, you go g6, bishop g7, and go for short castle. But these are quite active openings compared to others. For instance, Queen's Gambit declined, Nimzo Indian, and so on. I know you might be a bit surprised how I know all this, but I'm watching humans time to time, except eating the fishes, of course. I really love salmon so much. So, after short castle, white plays bishop f4, d5. Very good continuation. Black is planning to go for c5 later on and break through in the center. Queen b3, d takes c4, queen takes c4. On the first glance, this looks quite good for white, because white's next move is to play e4, followed by bishop e2, go for short castle. They have good development in the center. Pieces look quite active, and it seems like white is better, but it's not as simple as that. White continues with c6. White responds with e4, and we go knight bd7. So the thing is that queen is not that perfectly placed on c4, because it can be attacked by the knight on b6, or we can try something like b5 later on, attack the queen, maybe go for c5, and so on. We have many good options. After knight e7, white plays rook d1, logical move, because if something happens, there will be an x-ray along the d-file. Knight b6, and queen goes on c5. This was a mistake. It would have been better for white to play queen b3, but there is not much difference between these two options. The main reason why the queen stays on c5 is that it actually is quite active, holding some important squares. Bishop g4 and bishop g5. Remember one thing, humans, that when you play these type of openings, you should play bishop e2 followed by short castle as soon as possible. Do not go for bishop g5 or h3 moves, waste some tempi when your opponent already has finished the development. That's one of the reasons why white regrets their decision after playing bishop g5. It's a blunder, but it doesn't look that obvious. The main reason why white puts the queen on c5 and the bishop on g5 is that if you move the knight away from f6, bishop will be hitting the pawn on e7. So we can't do that. Seems like they're in good control over the center, but still, there is a very cool move what you need to find as black. If you want to test yourself, pause the video. Please don't forget to like it, subscribe as well, and just let me know in the comments if you managed to solve it. Good luck to you. Alright, so, for those who are curious, I will say that the best move is knight a4. We're hitting the queen and the knight at the same time. But okay, we understand that the knight is just hanging on a4. Doesn't look like a great plan. But here's the thing. After knight a4, we are hitting the queen and knight as I mentioned. If white captures on a4, which looks like the first impression what you might have about this position, we play knight e4. The queen is hanging and the bishop is hanging. If the queen goes on some random place, such as let's say queen c2 or whatever, we can even take the knight on f3, pawn takes back because Byrne is hanging, and knight takes g5. We took the piece back, position looks really great for us, plus white's pawn structure is horrible and we're up a pawn. Therefore white needs to play some active moves. They can't stay along the 5th rank to be able to cover this threat later on, so white plays bishop to e7. But in this case, we have a very strong move, queen comes on c7. So the queen is still hanging, the bishop is still hanging, and if the queen moves somewhere on a3 or something like that, we can't take the piece back immediately, but we have a good move, rook e8. After playing rook e8, we hit the bishop and there is a pressure along the e-file. If white moves the bishop away, there will be some problems on the e-file, otherwise white is in big trouble. So let's go back. Because of that reason, white doesn't really want to touch the knight on a4, so they move the queen on a3. It feels like cold shower. I actually even hate water. Not even shower. I really lick myself very easily, stay clean all the time. I don't understand why humans are taking showers that frequently. Whatever. But the fishes take shower really frequently, and I like catching them. You got this. Alright. Queen a3, knight takes c3, pawn takes and knight e4. Well, we want a pawn, but for which ghost? White plays bishop e7. Our queen is hanging, and the bishop is hanging. But I'm sure Fischer already has calculated this, and it was all in control. By the way, he's my favorite world champion, obviously, because of his last name. I guess it's very clear. Fischer. Everything fish connected, I love it. Especially salmon. So, after bishop e7, queen goes on b6. So we give up the exchange on f8, but white doesn't take it. The reason is that after taking on f8, we can take it back with the bishop, hitting the queen. If the queen goes back on c1 or something like that, we have a beautiful move, knight c3. We're down an exchange, but now we have got a pawn, so we are only down a pawn at this current moment. White cannot take it, because there is bishop b4 and we trap the queen. Otherwise, this knight is extremely annoying, threatening many things, rook e8 comes next, and obviously we are winning the game. That's why white plays bishop c4. And here, Fischer didn't want to play rook e8, even though I think it's one of the main options, but it would allow white to go for a castle freely. Because of that, he has played something very active and interesting at the same time. If you want to challenge yourself, pause the video and tell me your thoughts. Well, after bishop c4, the best move is knight c3. We're doing the same thing. If the queen takes, we're happy with playing rook e8. We'll be taking the bishop next. And if white goes for castle, rook e7, we have two bishops. We also have an extra pawn. Plus white's pawn structure really looks bad. So we are totally fine. And winning the position technically. So white has played bishop c5 which is a very logical move. Okay, we're hitting the knight, but now bishop comes here and attacks the queen. Since queen c3 was problematic because of rook e8 and there were some annoying checks, now white plays bishop c5. So the queen is hanging, and if we make some random moves such as queen c7, there is queen c3. White wins a piece. They also do not mind if rook e8, moving the king on f1, because an extra piece means a lot in this type of positions. That's why here, after knight c3, trying to hit this rook on d1, bishop c5, black has started with rook e8. But it's a temporary threat. White moves the king away, and again we have the same issues. Unfortunately, we cannot move the queen away somewhere which will protect the knight and will save our queen as well. So if we try something like that, everything is under control. So now we've got to make a brilliant move. Pause the video, take your time. This is very challenging, I can assure you. But before you do that, please like the video, subscribe, because it will help me to buy even more salmon for myself. Thank you. So, after king f1, black plays bishop e6. An incredible move. The queen is hanging on b6, but still, it looks really cool. What is the main reason? After bishop e6, if white decides to take on e6, there is a cool move, queen b5. Don't you like it? So we're hitting the king. If the king goes on g1, there is simply knight e2. After that, king f1 is forced, and we move the knight on g3, king here, queen f1, rook takes f1, and knight e2. There's the checkmate. I have to say that I actually like these kind of places where the king is at the moment. I like going into the backs frequently. I remember that at some points my human bought me a special bed, but I still was sleeping in the box. So I do not judge this king. I guess he really enjoys being there. Okay, so let's go back. Because of that, taking the bishop is not a good idea. So white obviously took the queen on b6. Probably the best option was to play queen c3, but it leads to queen c5 right now. If white takes it, there is bishop c3, and we simply are up a pawn, plus white's king looks bad from chess point of view, but as I mentioned, I like the boxes a lot. So black is better. White takes the queen, and what was black's idea? They take on c4, king g1. At the moment we have bishop and a pawn for a sacrificed queen. As you know, it's not a good material situation, but we have a good plan. After king g1, we go knight e2 check. King comes on f1, knight d4. White has to move the king on g1, and knight comes on e2 again. Well, king f1, knight c3, king g1, and a takes b6. We've got extra material on the board, plus hitting the queen and hitting the rook. As you can see, only one queen is not really worth it for all this material. Queen b4, rook a4, queen b6, and knight d1. Now black has rook, two bishops, and an extra pawn for a queen, which is a lot of material. I'll just show you the game really quickly till the end, just to see how black managed to win the game. h3, rook a2, king h2, knight goes on f2, attacks the rook, rook e1. After some trades, bishop goes on d5, looks very beautiful, hitting the main weakness on g2. Knight f3, knight e4, queen b8, b5, and h4, h5. It is important in this kind of situations to keep your king safe and do not give your opponent any kind of counterplays. So h5 is a good move. Knight e5, king g7. Already we want to activate the bishop. King g1, bishop c5, king f1. And starting from here, there is a checkmate coming. knight g3, king e1, bishop goes on b4, king here, another beautiful check, king has only one way to go, knight c3 check, king here, and rook c2. And it is a checkmate. If it was me, I would play bishop a3. In my opinion, this checkmate looks more elegant, but we never judge a person, especially world champion, whose last name is connected to fish at some point, because you know, I love it. That's actually all I wanted to show you in this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to support me, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe my channel. See you next time. Bye bye.